CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Brendan Purdy.
Completing the pipeline will also require a private sector proponent. And if you know one in the room, please, you can come see us. You can come see us afterwards.
Tonight on CTV News, the Memorandum of Understanding is signed. It's a step taken by the federal government and the province to build a pipeline to the BC coast. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. The Premier says it was a great day for Alberta. Danielle Smith and Prime Minister Mark Carney signed a Memorandum of Understanding in Calgary today for that pipeline to the BC coast. CTV's Connor Hogg has the details, which include a number of stipulations.
Is that how he does it?
Jokes and smiles between Prime Minister Mark Carney and Premier Danielle Smith during the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding to build a bitumen pipeline to the BC coast.
Today is a great day for the people of Alberta and for all of Canada.
Together, we will strengthen federal-provincial collaboration in the energy sector to unlock the full potential of Alberta's energy resources.
Among other things, the feds have agreed to not implement the oil and gas emissions cap and offer exemptions from the oil tanker ban. Alberta saying yes to carbon capture initiatives, industrial carbon pricing in the oil and electricity sectors, lowering methane emissions, and committing to net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. The provincial and federal leaders say Canada and Alberta will work together to convince BC and First Nations to agree to the project and find a private partner to pay for it.
Completing the pipeline will also require a private sector proponent. And if you know one in the room, please, you can come see us. You can come see us afterwards.
BC Premier David Eby says the MOU is no laughing matter.
Joking aside, there is no proponent. There is unlikely to be a proponent. And so even if there were a proponent, one of the key hurdles of coastal First Nations support has not been achieved.
The memorandum states Alberta must include Indigenous groups and collaborate with British Columbia. Speaking to the media, Smith made it clear that she feels Alberta has the right to proceed regardless of Eby's stance.
I don't think he needs to use the notwithstanding clause because this is federal jurisdiction.
According to the MOU, the deadline for a pipeline application to the Major Projects Office is Canada Day 2026. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Calgary's energy community is commending this Memorandum of Understanding being addressed by the Prime Minister this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The Prime Minister received a standing ovation from roughly 1,000 business leaders at a Calgary Chamber of Commerce event this morning. Mark Carney himself seemed taken aback by the enthusiasm. The Chamber and the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers called the announcement transformative and a major relationship builder with Ottawa.
The elimination of the emissions cap, changes to the greenwashing legislation, and the commitment to expand our access to global markets can be the catalyst to unlock Canada's full economic potential, to invite new investment into major projects, and to enable our country to take our rightful place as the world's next energy superpower.
Now, on the other hand, environment groups like Greenpeace Canada say this is a step in the wrong direction, both economically and environmentally. Following today's pipeline deal, Mark Carney lost a cabinet minister. Steven Guilbeault says he's resigning because of this agreement. However, Trudeau's former Environment Minister does plan to stay on as an MP. Political leaders from various levels of government across the country are now weighing in. Some of the other key political players required for this proposed pipeline are also staunchly opposed. And that's not the only hurdle making this a reality. But some say the memorandum does provide opportunities too. CTV's Alicia Fieldberg reports.
The path is open for Alberta's government to pursue a pipeline to deliver crude to British Columbia's coast for Asian markets, but many hurdles lie ahead. For starters, the proposed Alberta-BC project only has support from one of those provinces.
Had BC been at the table, the agreement wouldn't have omitted basic things like, are we going to do anything about spill response? Or we would have canvassed potential win-win scenarios.
Coastal Indigenous groups along the proposed path say the risk of oil spills outweighs any financial benefit for them.
We are not interested in being equity partners in a project that has the potential to destroy everything that we have built.
Then there's the challenge of finding private sector investment.
With oil under $60 a barrel, that's a harder case to make right now.
Federal opponents are opposed in different ways. The Conservatives think the memorandum isn't strong enough, and the Liberals should just approve a permit for a pipeline to the West Coast.
Isn't it true that this isn't a pipeline, it's a pipe dream?
The Bloc worries this opens the gate for similar projects discussed by the federal government and only some of the parties involved.
It's the federal government making a deal in order to backstab a province and its jurisdiction and its desire and what they want and what they do not want, because Ottawa has decided with Edmonton and Calgary that this is how things are going to happen.
Despite all this, political watchers say the memorandum opens conversations.
Maybe another route, maybe a further expansion of TMX, maybe building this pipeline. I think there are possibilities in this current economic and political climate.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, folks, sad to say, but it's finally here tonight. The city was hit with our first true snowfall this season. The snow began flying in the early evening, causing slow traffic for many on the route home. Now, although the snow is expected to slow or stop by tomorrow morning, don't expect to see that fluffy white stuff going away. Now, Josh will have you covered with all you need to know when it comes to the conditions today, tonight, and into tomorrow, later on in weather. Alberta's child and youth advocate is reporting that 60 young people died and 9 were seriously injured while in or aging out of government care in just 1 year's time. A new report found more than half of the deaths were accidental, caused by either drugs or alcohol. And nearly half the deaths and injuries happened when the person was 18 or older. The advocate says young people are expected to access services on their own once they enter adulthood, but may not have the ability to do so. She's recommending the Transition to Adulthood program policy manual be made publicly available. The Minister of Children and Family Services says it's been shared with stakeholders.
Over the last year, we've been really focusing on the programs and supports for children at younger ages. That's come out loud and clear when I've been traveling around the province, when I've been chatting with children directly that are within the child intervention system. They need those supports at younger ages, and that's what we've been able to do within the ministry.
The advocate also found that nearly all the youth study experienced trauma, grief, and loss. Now it appears that one of the Oilers' forwards was injured at practice today, and he ended up taking his frustration out on some of the team's equipment. That's Oilers forward Kasperi Kapanen, who sent the sticks flying after leaving practice early. Moments before, he appeared to get hurt, struggling to get off the ice before taking a short skate and then eventually heading down the tunnel to the team's dressing room. Kapanen has only played 6 games and has been sidelined with an injury for most of this season. Head coach Chris Knobloch didn't have an update on Kapanen's status after practice. However, he does say Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is cleared to play and could face off against the Kraken tomorrow in Seattle. Alberta is holding its deficit forecast steady in the second quarter as lower oil prices, global uncertainty, and slower economic conditions continue to weigh in on the province's bottom line. Finance Minister Nate Horner calls it a challenging financial year, but says there's still plenty of positives in his forecast. CTV's Mark Villani reports.
Alberta's government says it's seeing solid job growth amidst stable inflation numbers, yet many economic obstacles lie ahead.
That means we'll have tough decisions to make.
The province projects a $6.4 billion deficit, relatively unchanged from last quarter, but still up more than $1 billion from budget 2025. Total expenses are up slightly, while total revenue remains significantly down. The biggest hit comes from non-renewable resource revenue, now at $15.4 billion, a 36% decrease from recent highs.
We know we're projecting deficits in the future as well. So I think we're going to have to continue to prioritize healthcare, education.
That's prompted Alberta to lower its oil price forecast to $61.50 U.S. per barrel, a $28 decline since 2022. Despite the drop, economists are still optimistic.
We see producers being much more resilient to price shocks than they have in the past. They've really done a lot to contain their costs. They're focused more on sustaining capital.
There's also optimism that a new energy agreement between Ottawa and the province could help boost long-term investment certainty.
We finally are creating the conditions for the Alberta resource sector to grow production, to export to a diversity of markets.
But pressures remain, including global trade conflicts affecting manufacturing and agriculture, and businesses holding off on hiring until conditions stabilize. To manage costs, the province is drawing from its contingency fund $711 million for disaster relief and another $959 million to cover cost pressures not offset by revenue. All of it aimed at supporting Alberta's rapid population growth, the fastest in Canada, and the strain it puts on health, education, and other core services.
We may not be able to control external factors, but we can control our spending to protect the vital services Albertans rely on.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
This season of giving has now spilled into local schools. Kids from 6 schools across our city have been collecting non-perishable food items for Edmonton's food bank as part of the city's annual Stuff a Bus campaign. Today, they formed a chain, as you can see there, transporting bags of their donations to an ETS bus.
It's Christmas coming up, and that's like a time to be grateful. We hope that the food we provide is enough to feed kids and families that don't have food and need extra support.
It's very important to care for others around us.
ETS buses will be at 16 Edmonton area Save on Food locations this Saturday to collect donations. The food will eventually be given to families in need. About 200 high school students spent the day at NAIT to explore a potential career in the trades. The Jill of All Trades event invites female youth to participate in hands-on workshops. They gained insight into jobs such as an electrician, iron worker, and instrumentation technician. Among the participants was a group from Yellowknife.
I think that programs like this, Skill Sisters back home, they're really helpful because they give kind of girls a safe space to take part in these and to really solidify the passion, and they can just proudly say, I want to do this.
The vast majority of the skilled trades workforce are men. NAIT has a program where women interested in these programs can receive support and financial assistance to pursue them. The Christmas Bureau Breakfast Fundraiser is back after a 5-year break. The fundraiser helps continue a now 85-year tradition of giving families in need a nutritious, festive holiday meal. The Christmas Bureau says the types of people seeking their services is changing. The rising cost of living is causing more people and families to struggle with their grocery bills. The Bureau says it's already received thousands of applications from families in need.
1 in 7 Edmontonians are living in poverty right now. That's over 130,000 people. Unfortunately, we just don't have the capacity and the resources to help everybody. We wish that we could, and that's why we rely so much on the community to help us out.
Christmas hampers will be delivered on December 20th. Boyle Street and MacEwan University are working together to help Edmonton's homeless. For a 4th year, university students and staff are stuffing backpacks full of everyday essentials for the homeless. MacEwan has been collecting items like toques, gloves, socks, and snacks for people that need them. Anything that can help during these cold upcoming winter months.
And then, of course, there's these cards that the students write, these notes that they write, words of encouragement to our community members so that they can remember that we're all in this together. There are people in the broader community that want to support them.
Edmonton's Kinsman Club donated money so the group could purchase backpacks for all of the items that they've collected. Just ahead, support local. How Edmonton vendors hope a trend born from the tariffs continues this holiday season. Plus, fighting more than just fire. We meet a local firefighter who's beat cancer and is now giving back.
It was really hard to do even just the simplest things, so I kind of had a new respect for just simple things, walking, standing, taking care of my daughter.
Good evening, folks. -7 for a daytime high today. We'll see a similar daytime high tomorrow, and the snow should all be done by then. A couple centimeters in parts of the Edmonton area through the course of the day today and this evening. I'll let you know when the snow will return in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. When the U.S. slapped tariffs on Canadian goods, many people were encouraged to buy local, keeping their hard-earned dollars right here in Canada. Now, stores across Edmonton are hoping to capitalize on the movement during this upcoming holiday season. CTV's Merrick Takash has more.
It's been a rough shopping season for Local 95 in Bonnie Doon Mall.
Black Friday was a big event. Now it's when people shop.
Bradley Hewitt's store sells goods from local businesses. He says so far this year, sales are down.
A lot of businesses I know, some on White Ave, some in this store, they've seen about a decrease in about 50% of local sales in the past year over previous years. So it's been quite tough for them.
Despite a decrease in overall sales, employees are noticing a strong push to buy local.
Constantly, almost every day, we have new customers coming in, people who've never been in the mall, who are trying to shop local and support local more than any other year I've seen.
Other stores here are feeling that same support. Compared to last year, sales are up 15% at the Night of Artists Gallery and Gift Shop.
Every year it's been going up and up for our sales, and I believe this year even more so, probably because of the environment where we're looking to shop and support local.
A recent survey by the Retail Council of Canada says more than 3/4 of Canadians plan to shop close to home this season.
Canadians seem to have become more nationalistic and patriotic now, which means they are choosing to spend their dollars on Canadian retailers and local products.
The council survey also says Albertans are planning to spend about 23% more than last holiday season. One marketing professor says that can partially be attributed to the buy local movement.
I advise retailers to make this buy local and promote Canada sentiment more often in their stores.
Advice that several stores here hope pays off for them this season. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Now, if you're looking for this season's hot holiday gift, a local organization has just the thing, a calendar featuring first responders. One of the models wasn't just fighting to be in it, he was fighting for his life. CTV's Evan Kenny has his story.
You wouldn't know it by looking at him, but a little more than a year ago, Aaron Miller was 40 pounds lighter, the result of surgery to remove his large intestine.
I took the fire department medical in 2023, and they found some trace blood in there. My doctor told me it could be one of 20 different things.
Miller was diagnosed with colon cancer. After recovering from chemotherapy, he was ready to get his body back to where it was.
The fire department, you need to be physically fit for it.
It started slow.
Maybe going on the stair climber for 2 minutes at level 1, and that was a real battle to even do that.
But Miller kept pushing.
My wife motivated me to try out for the calendar.
His hard work paid off. Miller was selected as the March model for the Edmonton Firefighter Burn Treatment Society.
The photos in the calendar are stunning, hot.
It supports the U of A's Firefighter Burn Treatment Unit It also raises money for a summer camp for young burn victims.
They get to just come spend the week having fun with other kids that have gone through similar experiences, and they get to be seen for who they are as themselves and not so much for their burn.
Miller's wife kept track of his progress on social media. His story quickly reached millions of people, some going through a similar situation.
They said that this post has given them the inspiration and the hope that they can get through it too.
While it's easy to smile now,
it was really hard to do even just the simplest things. So I kind of had a new respect for just simple things, walking, standing, taking care of my daughter.
The calendars are available through the Society's social media pages. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
After the break, extraordinary lengths. What would you do for your favorite Oilers autograph?
Originally, we went in through the Fantasyland entrance, but then we got kicked out because we were in here before 6, so we went and stood by that entrance over there, and then we came in with the rest of the people at 6 a.m.
Coming up Friday on Your Morning, the United States says a peace deal in Ukraine is close, but Moscow and Kyiv seem far apart. The state of the talks and whether there's reason to be hopeful. We'll see you at 6.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by A Very Merry Pops with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Welcome back. Not a lot of change to temperatures through the day today. Just 3 degrees of warming. -10 this morning, -7 for high this afternoon. 5 degrees cooler than average. You had some bands of snow that were making their way east along Highway 16 through the day today. And so northern parts of the Edmonton area have a little more snow on the ground than southern parts of the city of Edmonton. All of that is gone through the overnight period. And by tomorrow morning, just cloudy skies. It's not going to be melted, but the snow will be out of the area. We'll see some sunny breaks tomorrow afternoon. And then partly cloudy skies on the way for Saturday. Some cold temperatures in the mornings. Saturday, Sunday in the -15 to -20 range here in the city. Tomorrow morning, about -10 or -11. -16 for Fort McMurray, -13 in Red Deer, -11 in Grand Prairie. You'll be stuck at -11 all day. Sunshine in Grand Prairie tomorrow. -12 in Fort McMurray. You'll hang on to the clouds. Mostly cloudy skies, about -12 in Lloydminster. -8, -9 range for Jasper, as well as Red Deer. Chance of flurries in Red Deer even through the early morning hours, then cloudy in the afternoon. Clouds giving way to some late day sunny breaks. High of about -8 in the city tomorrow. -10 Saturday, and then some milder air starts to press back in from the west. And so we're close to -20 Sunday morning. And even through the early to mid-afternoon hours, it's probably no warmer than about -10, but late in the afternoon into the evening, we'll climb to about -5, 0, or a degree or two above 0 for Monday. And it's not just warmer here at the surface, it's warm enough in the mid and upper levels, it looks like, that this could be either rain or snow, or sort of a rain-snow mix. So we'll see how that plays out. Chance of flurries and temperatures falling through the day Tuesday, -2 in the morning, -6 in the afternoon. Mild again for Wednesday, Thursday. Chance of some more flurries middle to the end of next week. And then the return of some cold air and possibly some heavier snow there on Saturday of next week. That is your forecast.
Thousands of Oilers fans flocked to the West Edmonton Mall today just for the opportunity to spend a few fleeting moments with some of their favorite players and, of course, securing an autograph. Now, many of these fans waited north of 12 hours to meet the likes of Oilers captain Connor McDavid. That's Wyatt McNeil. He and his family waited for more than 12 hours to be first in line to see Connor McDavid. The McNeils were far from the only members of Oiler Nation looking for a meet and greet. Now, lines for McDavid and Leon Draisaitl wound their way through WEM, where most fans had been waiting since the mall opened at 6 a.m. Now, the McNeils, they got there a little earlier, getting in line around 5:30, a perk of spending the night at the Fantasyland Hotel.
I got an autograph from McDavid, and I said, do you have any advice for me for my hockey team? I'm the captain of my hockey team. And he said, just be yourself.
He doesn't ask for much, so I felt I had to do it. So yeah, it was a long day, but it was worth it.
A lengthy day filled with memories that the McNeil family won't soon forget. My goodness, just so happy for a young Wyatt. I got to meet a hero of mine when I was a kid. That was Gordie Howe, which just goes to show you how long ago that was. All right, that's all from us on this Thursday night. Have a great day, folks. We'll be back with you tomorrow to wrap up the week. Until then, take care and bye for now.